Okay, so for anyone that has decided to join in or whatever, I'm going to start working on the Joker. This is pretty simple. He doesn't have a whole lot of colors. The most difficult thing for me is doing the white tone of his skin because it's kind of hard to replicate. So what I'll probably do is use a black and gray fade to kind of get that white look, kind of like I did with Harley Quinn here. So I need to set up a few things so I can get it recorded for the main video that comes out. And I think I got all my pencils ready. He's inked. He's ready to go. Alrighty. So I'll probably start out with the hair. One, because it's probably going to be the most fun to do. And two, it'll probably be the easiest to do. So I'm going to start with a light green to get those light tones. And I usually color light first, so I can go back in and hit the dark tones afterward. And I was thinking to myself while I was coming up with the characters to put in this, what villains would be best. And it's kind of a hard thing to decide because there's so many villains in DC that are good. Like, not good, I guess they're bad, but that are well known. I like, especially in Batman, there's like Penguin and let's see. We'll think back to the movies. Really, a lot of those were used. Mr. Freeze, I think his name was Mr. Freeze. Let's see who else. The Riddler. I did have the Riddler in here at one time. Catwoman. I can't think of any more. So if you can think of any, let me know in the comments. But there are a lot of DC villains, really. Alright, I'm going to go through here and add in the dark color, which is really what sets things off usually. And I gotta get it really dark up in here. And then just kind of fade out. I want to kind of try to follow the flow of the hair so it makes sense, because there will be dark places everywhere, really. Kind of fade it back into that. And then it gets a little dark here behind the ear and down behind the neck, and we'll kind of fade out and then add in some dark spots for the hair, or the highlight of the hair. Under every, I guess, cusp of hair you'd want to add in too. And just kind of add those in. Same thing all the way around. From the base of wherever the hair is out is typically dark. And just kind of fade up into the strands or the highlights. Some dark. Actually, these are probably really dark because there's not much to them. So we'll kind of add in some strands here to add some texture. And I think we'll call that good on the hair. Alright, the face, I'm going to try a trick I used with Harley Quinn down here, and that is to go black, a little bit of blue, to make kind of a faint blue, maybe. But anyway, we'll go in here and turn the pencil on its side to get that light gray color. And go a little darker up under areas that need it. Up in here, fade down in, and then we're just like the hair. We're on wherever there's spots like that. I do want to know though. I asked before if you could list any of the DC villains, but what would be your favorite DC villains? I'm torn. I really liked Bane when I was younger, especially in the animated versions that were out in the 90s. But I am curious, what is your favorite? Fade out here. What would be your favorite DC villain, or one that stands out to you the most as neat? Neato burrito. Again, just getting the highlights, and his nose is a little goofy right in here. Gets dark up in there. Kind of fades out into here. So I'll do that, and then I need to add in like a light blue. And I'll do that kind of dark, but not overly dark. And then it looks really, really bad right now, but I'll show you the trick I used with Harley Quinn that kind of helped make it look better. Okay, and then once I got all that black and blue, I went back in with an eraser and just lightly went over it to kind of blend the two together and lighten up the gray. And it seems to work okay. It really lightens it and gives it that kind of makeup-y look that the Joker has. Again, you don't want to do it too hard, because then you'll just erase it, but really lightly. Just kind of faintly get rid of that. And I think, let's see here, let's do a little to make the light look like it's shining here. I know Bane's got kind of that light thing going on. So we'll add in a little bit of yellow here. So he's getting the same light that Bane's getting. Get all the... should be the prominent areas that are kind of sticking out there. Yeah, right there. Adds a little bit to it. I think I might go back in and darken up a few areas. Maybe kind of fade them out. Do the same up here. A lot of the areas where it gets darker to lighter. Maybe especially up here in the eye. And I think it's a little darker over here. And I think we'll call that done on the face. I do believe he's got a little bit of a green color to his eyes. So we'll go in here and we'll leave that a little bit white over there. And the same, here we'll leave a patch of white. And then I'll go dark green to fade that in. Now his lips, of course, are red. And it should just be the underside of both of them that is dark. So light on the... light for the most part. And then come back in and darken underneath. And then, of course, in the corners it would be darker. And then obviously we want to... he wasn't the best at putting it on, I guess, or whatever, so we'll kind of spread it out around the edges a little bit. Break it up. Okay, we'll call that good. Tongue's red. And then we'll darken that up down into here because it gets lighter, obviously. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of black up in there. I'm getting a phone call, so of course it's being loud. Phone's vibrating. So that will do for the tongue. And then the teeth have a tinge of yellow to them. And we'll add that very faintly on the outside edge. And then we'll go back in with the black and light gray on the other side, but leaving a white patch in the middle. Same down here. Just lightly. And that should do it. And then he's got a little bit of gum showing up here. We'll have to make light. A little bit there, and a little bit there, and a little bit there. So I think that'll do it for his teeth. Now all we gotta do is the gun and the clothes he's wearing. So this is a funky olive color, which I don't know how I'm gonna replicate exactly, but his jacket is purple. So we can knock that out real quick. Sometimes, depending on where I'm at in the image, I'll color in circles or I'll color in strokes. Just depends, but colored pencils are weird, especially when my desk underneath is kind of rough. But anyway, we'll shade it just like we would anything else. Anything that's behind something gets a darker shade. This will get a bit of a darker shade underneath stuff. Anywhere there's stripes or dips in his clothing. Of course, right there behind Lex's ear, kind of fade out. Because you want it to look like it's three-dimensional to a degree. And I think I'm going to go with light green and brown to make that olive color. So I'll go underneath first, the light green, and then over lightly with the brown. Yeah, I think that'll do it. And then maybe I'll brown that up a little bit more. Darken that. And dark green to take away the brown. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, there is a little purple down here, back where his jacket would be, I guess. We'll just do that. And we'll just do a complete border shading and fade it into the middle, just to cover the bases. Yep, that'll work. And the gun, of course, will be all gray. Again, just like when I had inked him, this is the first gun I've ever done, so hopefully it will go well. Let's see. My phone is still blowing up. So we'll go there. This is a lighter gray, very light gray. This gets almost no gray at all in that strip. And it's really dark up here. Down in the barrel, it's again light and dark. You gotta try to make that gunmetal look, I guess, and it's not as easy as I thought it would be. There's a lot of dark and lightness going on that I hadn't anticipated. And then the gun, or the barrel, gets a light dose there. Kind of a curved shade there. And the same here. And darken that up a little. And these are dark, light. Color that normal. And then again up here it varies. I think that'll do it. So, like I said in the comments below, let me know what your favorite DC villain is. I should have the rest of this video out later this week. The full speed drawing of it, I still have to do Doomsday and Darkseid. So I will have that out later this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it's kind of fun to, to watch this and see the process of it and everything. But other than that, thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for watching it later if you watch it later on. And I'll see you guys in the next video.